Greetings and salutations. We welcome you once again to the Hump Day edition of Black to Business, hosted by yours truly, Dr. Edward B. Coulon Smith, chairman of the board for the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. So I know it's your lunchtime, and I know you're probably on your lunch break. So whatever you're eating, I hope is real good to your mind, body, and your soul. And right now, today, we have a person that's going to help us talk about the soul. She's also going to talk about your mind, and most of all, she's going to talk about your body. So if you're not eating anything healthy right now, so be it. But hey, we're gonna work on that. We're gonna work with that. And with me, I have the medical director of Fleur de Lis Aesthetics and Apothecary, Dr. Courtney Ariane Washington. Doc, what's happening? How are you? And welcome to Black to Business.
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm good. And I'm, as my grandmother would always say, and I have a tattoo on my back that says, pretty good, how you? That's the way she used to answer the phone every time that she picked up the phone. So can you tell us, who is Dr. Courtney Washington? Tell us a little bit about yourself, including your educational and occupational experiences.
Okay, that's a lot. So how much time do we have?
Oh, we got 30 minutes, but we're gonna run through it.
Awesome. So I am a board certified family medicine physician. I'm also from New Orleans, Louisiana. Grew up here, went to Dominican, my high school, and then subsequently went to Xavier.
Okay.
Opened my practice back here in 2021 and have been serving my community ever since.
There it is. So when did you become a doctor, and why did you choose to practice what you're currently practicing?
I finished medical school in 2017. Afterwards, I did my residency program at Medical City Fort Worth in Texas. So I became a board certified physician in 2020, the year of the COVIDs.
Mm.
And so throughout that process, my first actual job was as a hospitalist. And so I saw that a lot of our fellow neighbors were not doing well with COVID, and I couldn't understand why at the time because I was in Texas. So I practiced as a hospitalist, and at that time, in treating patients, I saw that there was a huge lack of primary care. I was seeing that patient admitted for COVID-like illness, but the problem was that I didn't have any historical medical records because a lot of the patients had not been seen by a doctor in many years.
Okay. So tell us about the Fleur de Lis aesthetics and apothecary, and where did you get the idea from?
So I originally started my practice as primary care. I wanted to bridge that gap and give patients more access to care and continuity of care. As I expanded my practice, I converted into a direct primary care model, which cut out the co-pays, and it's more like a subscription-based model where I can actually spend more time with patients and facilitate the continuity of care model, meaning that I help arrange and coordinate with your specialist. I actually take time to go through your family history, your medical history, and form that patient-doctor relationship so that I'm not just treating the illness, I'm actually helping the patient strive towards wellness. So doing it this way provides that for patients. And I added the aesthetics because everybody's into, if you look good, you feel good, right? So
Mm.
actually incorporating that into the practice, practicing it safely, and actually giving some alternative methods other than surgery.
All right. So as I sit here and talk to you and speak to you, you sound so very soothing. You sound like one of them doctors that a person would want to go to. So can you tell the listening audience how can they be a patient of yours, and how can you be their doctor or their primary care physician?
So we have a website. You can sign up at fdlaesthetics.com, or you can call and get a consultation and take a tour of our clinic and look at our services and see if it fits for you. I think that every patient should have a doctor that they trust, not just the internet. That's so important in this day and this time. Everything is not for everybody, but if
Mm.
you have a doctor that's your consultant that knows you, can help navigate this process much better.
All right. So can you please tell us what is its aesthetics, and the other word that I'm having problems with at times, apothecary? Can you tell us what
Yes.
both those are?
Yes, so aesthetics is the practice of beauty treatment. So things like skincare, if you have loose skin, Botox we use for wrinkles and we use it for skin texture changes, things like that. Apothecary is almost like things that we use that are more natural, medicinal things. So like teas that help you sleep. I chose the word apothecary because I don't just do medicine. I do wellness medicine,
Okay.
preventative medicine. I'm a doctor of osteopathic medicine, and our principles are mind, body, spirit.
Mm.
All of those are important to
So
treat
mind,
the
body,
whole
soul.
person. So I
Okay.
wanted to pick a name that encompassed both of those things and let patients know that this is not a scary, stark doctor's office. You don't need to be scared. I'm not going to go and poke you. Hey, this is a place of wellness, and let's start off with the patient-doctor relationship.
All right. So tell the listening audience about the goods and services that FDL uh, provide.
So we provide preventative health care through our memberships for direct primary care. We also do IV therapy and hydration because in New Orleans is very, very hot.
Very high.
Very hot. We sweat a lot, and kidneys are so important. A lot of
Mm.
the times you can get an acute kidney injury from chronic dehydration.
Wow.
So no one wants to be on dialysis. So I always encourage everyone, especially in hot climates, hydrate. But sometimes it's hard to orally hydrate, and especially if you're sick and you have cyclospora or if you have another illness. So I offer that service to help take the burden off the ERs and do more preventative medicine. We also do medical weight loss programs. That's one of my big, big passions is medical weight loss and helping people attain a healthy weight. We have non-invasive body sculpting. We have 3D body scanners. We have a practice that encompasses all or most of the things to help diagnose and kind of get a good baseline assessment of where you are in your health status, help you optimize those goals, and then we move forward with the wellness plan, which is how do
Okay.
we maintain our health as we get older.
So you spoke earlier about skin, loose skin on your body, and a lot of people have loose skin after they've lost a massive amount of weight. So with the loose skin and things that you provide with in regards to that, how and what can you do or what is done for patients that do have that excess loose skin who want to get their body sculptured back down to match their new body?
Well, it depends on how much loose skin. So, firstly, I always encourage patients, especially if they've lost a tremendous amount of weight. Let's just throw out 80 pounds, right?
Mm.
It takes your body some time to get to rebuild the skin, to kind of build up that elasticity. And sometimes you do have to get surgery to have that skin removed. So, my major thing is assessing that patient and seeing what non invasive things that we have for that. We do have some technology that helps tighten the skin, but I never want to oversell that, hey, this is going to be fixed without surgery. Sometimes if you lose a massive amount of weight, you do have to have it surgically removed, but you have to optimize your health before you even think about surgery. So you still would need to see a primary care physician, either myself or someone else, to start that process.
Okay. So where is the Florida Lee Aesthetics Apothecary located?
It's located on the corner of Napoleon and Claiborne. We are the middle suite in between Green Tea Restaurant and Verizon.
I passed there on my way here. I passed and I saw green tea. Okay, cool.
People pass by all
And
the
and
time.
and why did you choose that location?
I chose it because it's in my neighborhood and also it's a great corner. I grew up in the Uptown area, Fontainebleau area, and it's great passing area. We have off-street parking and I love the community. It's the community that raised me and it makes me feel very, very happy to be able to serve that community.
Okay, what do you hope that Florida Lee Aesthetics and Apothecary brings to the local community?
I hope that we bring to the local community a sense of feeling like you do have a place where you can get answers to some of your health questions. Even if we're not the right facility for you, that we can help guide you where you need to be. I want to take down the stigma of actually seeing a board certified physician or a person that does primary care. We have so many tools to learn about things, and sometimes it's not always right, especially with ChatGPT, with the internet. You need somebody that went to school for this to actually treat you. So we're hoping to make health fun, make it accessible, and also do more community events to let the community know that we're here and that we also care about your health and wellness.
All right, speaking of community events, can you tell the listening audience about the event that you have coming up this weekend?
Yes. So this weekend, we are hosting a health fair in partnership with LCMC. We are doing blood pressure screenings, possible point of care glucose checks, 3D body scans, weight measurements. We want to actually do these measurements to reach out to the person who has not seen a primary care doctor in 3 years or even before COVID, just to see a baseline of where they are. High blood pressure doesn't hurt,
Right.
diabetes doesn't hurt until it does.
Okay. And can you tell the listening audience how much this event costs for all the services and all the things that will happen on Saturday?
The event is completely free to the public. I will be
399.
there. It is free. I'll be there. You can take the tour of the clinic. My staff will be there, and also the wonderful staff from LCMC, the nurses, to help us do our health screening.
Okay. So I don't know if you can recognize the voice, but if you're listening and if you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube, I know, everybody that's out there listening, everybody that's out there watching, I know you recognize the face. So, Doc, can you please tell the listening audience where you be at and where people can see you at? And I know I've seen you on TV several times, and I'm like, hey, that's Doc. So, can you tell the listening audience about your I guess your moonlighting job?
Yes, so I also am the medical analyst for WDSU News, DSU News. So I do the medical topics or trending topics on the news every week. Or if there's some news break, I definitely help with the public to let you guys know what's going on and how to help protect yourself and your family.
All right, so if you're out there listening and you want to talk to Doc on the radio, you can call in, phone in, dial in at 504-582-9422. And she can answer those calls that you have. She can answer those questions that you may have been burning in your heart, burning in your mind forever. And nobody has seemed to give you the answer that you need. So she's not only going to give you the answer that you need, she may also give you the answer that you want. But guess what? She's always going to give you the answer that is the answer. So, Doc, what message do you want to send to aspiring visionaries such as yourself, people that want to be a doctor like you, people that want to get involved and do the things that you do? What message do you have for them?
It's a long road, but do it. Do it, do it, do it. It's not easy, but have faith in yourself. Study your craft and aim to be the best at it. No one gets it right the first time. Medicine is not a it's a long run. So do it. You can do anything you put your mind to, and do not be discouraged if you don't get in the first time to medical school or if you don't get into your first college. Keep going.
Keep going. All right. So, have you experienced any ups and downs in your professional life? And if so, how did you overcome that? And how do you manage to keep going?
So lots of up and downs. So 2020 and COVID, nobody expected COVID. So that changed everything. I'm a family medicine physician. I thought that I would be outpatient medicine. But when the world shut down, a lot of us pivoted into hospital
Right.
medicine or other things. So that was very challenging. I ended up starting my private practice earlier, and that was a challenge because when you plan out your 5-year plan, you don't expect that. But the greatest lesson that I learned is always pivot, always write down your ideas. It doesn't take much energy to write down your idea and work on it over time because you don't ever know when you're able to actually make that dream come true. Pray, meditate, practice your sleep, and just keep going. That's what's
Keep
pivoted me a
going.
lot out of a lot of hard situations in my career and life.
There it is. We have a caller. Look like this is my friend, your friend. None other than Dr. Griggs. Dr. Griggs calling you on the air.
Ha ha ha! It's a family affair. Two of my favorite people on the planet on here. I'm sorry I called in a little bit late. I'm ripping and running. I know Dr. Washington is on there, and I wanted to say Dr. Washington is one of the most brilliant doctors that I can say that ever met. She's my doctor, and she saved my life.
Okay.
5 years ago, Dr. Washington was one of the first ones. Kulon, I thought we were friends. Y'all didn't tell me I was fat. Dr. Washington, in her own way,
Wow.
told me that yes, she'll phrase it nicely, but she told me I was fat.
Okay.
She took my measurements and found out, predicted based on my labs, I was going to have a heart attack within the
Wow.
next 5 years.
Wow.
She helped bring something to my life, to my family, and to my world. Maybe even more aware of get checked, get fit, get moving on a micro level. I want her, if she can tell you about these, when you're going to get your cholesterol done, ask about the lipoprotein small a. We nerd out together, and I support her, and she is amazing. I want to invite her on my new show,
Okay.
possibly tomorrow if she can. But I'm here to talk about her. She is brilliant. She's amazing, and I just had to call in and say that in front of her. See, see, as opposed, real friends talk the good stuff in front of their face.
Right, right.
They tell them they fat. They tell them they fat instead of dapping them.
Hey.
What up, Griggs? We won't talk about that, right, Kula?
Well, Doc, if she told you was fat, I can just imagine what she's thinking about me.
I did not use that word. I did not use the F word. I did
She
not.
used the medical term obese. Thank you very much. But still, yeah, well.
Hey, man,
talk
I've
to her,
always
man.
been
Talk to
husky.
Right, but we can change this.
Oh,
We can
okay.
change this.
So with that said, I'm not going to take up too much time. You guys, I want to say she's brilliant. I want to thank her publicly in front of everyone like I always do. She's brilliant. I'm very proud of her, proud to call her family, proud to call both your family and friends. Dr. Washington, I do want you to come on my show, but this is about you. I'm celebrating you. She is amazing with her practice, Fleur-de-Lis Aesthetics, the corner of Napoleon, and she's having an event this weekend, the Student Health Club. I'm going to butcher the name. I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
But I'm not trying to. I ain't trying to.
Student
I'm just
Wellness
kidding.
Club.
I
Look,
can't
close
think like
enough.
the brain is made of fat, and I might have lost something.
There it is.
Yes.
All right, thank y'all.
Thank you.
He's awesome, and I will be on his show. So the metabolic risk panel is what he's discussing. So the metabolic risk panels only run at the Cleveland Clinic, and that is one of my favorite lab tests to order because it helps me better risk stratify you for cardiovascular disease and your chance of having a fatal or non-fatal heart attack or stroke in the next 5 or 10 years.
Wow.
By looking at your cholesterol. ApolipoB is one of those proteins that we notice that if it's increased, you have more of a genetic predisposition to having a heart attack. So knowing that and having that knowledge allows you now more to make better lifestyle changes. And he went and walked 1,000,000 miles, but you don't have to walk. I mean, not 1,000,000 miles, 1,000,000 steps, but you don't have to do that. But it gives us a better predictive model for health.
Got it. I will follow those instructions. Thank you, Doc. So, other than the Fleur-de-Lis Aesthetics and Apothecary, is there anything else that we can find of interest that you're involved in?
Absolutely. So I have a website called AskDrCo.com. And on that website, I post a lot of informational material. I also look at some of the new studies that come out, and I decode it into regular language. What does that
Okay.
mean? How
Layman
does this
terms.
change? So when everybody says, hey, I'm going to go do my research, I've published 2 first author publications in medicine, and before I finished medical school, I wouldn't be able to understand it. So I decode these statistics and say what it means for your health. Some of these studies don't involve women. Some of these studies aren't very diverse. So what does this mean for you, and how does it impact your health?
Okay. So, can you tell not only the listening audience, but a young person who is wanting to go down the path that you have chosen, can you tell them briefly the process and what steps they need to take?
So if you are just finishing high school, undergrad, so going into medical school, you have to have an undergraduate degree, 4 years of undergrad education. It does not have to be in chemistry. It does not have to be in biology. Look at the courses that are required for entrance into medical school, and those are the required courses. But you can major in engineering. You can major in anything. I also encourage younger people, look at other careers or taking a little break in between applying to medical school and doing other things to strengthen your application. But to keep going, make sure that you get that experience. I was a pharmacy technician while I was in undergrad. All of these experiences added to my toolbox of knowledge in my practice today.
Okay. So, being a New Orleanian and being the doctor that you are, what legacy do you want to leave in the city of New Orleans and the surrounding areas?
To go get, like Dr. Griggs said, get checked, get fit, get moving. I want to encourage everyone, especially with our kids that are now going into college. Find your own primary care doctor, build that relationship, and also talk with your parents about their healthcare issues because that impacts maybe yours. I want to encourage people and leave a legacy that seeing a doctor is not a bad thing. I meet a lot of people that say, oh, I'm healthy. I haven't seen a doctor in a long time. I don't really go. If you had a Bugatti and you went 3 years without getting an oil change, you wouldn't brag on that.
Right.
You wouldn't buy gas for that Bugatti from the guy down the street. Some people buy their medication. So I want to leave a legacy of it's cool to have a doctor. It's cool to get your labs. It's cool to get checked and make sure that you're okay, and talking to your friends. Hey, who's your doctor? Right? Getting recommendations. You have a choice. You have consultants, and also take pride in your body. As far as I know, you only get one.
There it is. So, tell us about who or what has motivated you to be the person that you are.
A lot of people. That list is so long. Definitely my mother, my grandmother. My grandmother spent a tremendous time with me, and she always encouraged me. You can be whatever you want to be. My grandmother had an eighth grade education. She had encyclopedias, and we read. And
Mm.
all throughout my career, she always said, "Hey, you keep going, and it doesn't matter if one no does not stop the show. And if you can't get in from the front door, get in through the side door or window."
Yeah.
So that same motivation, and sometimes the no gives you more time to be better and be prepared for when you get that yes.
All right, so I may have some students that's listening, or some other people that's listening, some YNs, so forth and so on. So, can you tell the people what an encyclopedia is?
I'm that old now. Oh, Jesus. So, an encyclopedia is a collection of books that has topics on everything that you wanted to know. So, when I was reading books and say if there was a word that I didn't know, my grandmother would make me go to the Webster Dictionary, and then you can go into the encyclopedia to look more at these things. Now, encyclopedias are online. Jesus
Right,
Christ. I
right.
forgot I was that old.
So, can you please tell the listening audience about what's next for Dr. Courtney Washington in the Florida Lee Aesthetics and Apothecary?
We are going to start doing way more community events like we did in the past. We want to do more screenings. We want to talk about vaccinations that are appropriate. We want to talk about more things and actually reach out to the community. There's so many things from hormone replacement therapy to diabetes recommendations that have changed. So many things are changing, and I want my community in New Orleans to not be the last to get this information. We can be the first. So I want to bring that to my community. I want to let them know that I'm here. We will also start doing group walks on a trail on Napoleon Avenue 3 times a week. I want to get out in my community, and I want to lead by example. I skate in Audubon Park. We can go and do it. I have 2 kids. You have time. You can make time to be active and take care of yourself.
Okay. So, when will these group walks take place? You know,
So
I walk
I'm
around
getting
the
the schedule
block.
now. I do it every morning, but I'm going to try to start doing it around 7:30 in the morning, 7:30, so people are out. So 15-minute walk, we can get a
Wow.
half a mile in.
Okay. So, once again, I have with me Dr. Washington. So, you can phone in, dial in, call in 504-582-9422 and speak to her and ask questions about all the things that she's speaking of and speaking on. I'm right now, I'm interested in the things you have dealing with diabetics and how can you not always be a diabetic?
Ah, that is a great topic. So there's a difference between type 1 and type 2 diabetes.
Okay.
Type 1 diabetes, your pancreas is not making any insulin at all. So they will be reliant on insulin for the rest of their life. Onset is usually in childhood, but you can't have it in adulthood. For most patients with adult onset diabetes, it is type 2. So type 2 diabetes is not one of those things you catch from anyone. It is largely due from genetics and lifestyle, what you are eating and how you are treating your body. It's insulin insensitivity.
All right. So, you speak of lifestyle.
Yeah, correct.
Being in the city of New Orleans where food is food is food. So how can you not be a diabetic if you're eating the way you're eating? Every time you go to a party, you got some meatballs, you got some chicken wings, you got this, that, and the other, and the gumbo has all the seasoning and hey,
Moderation, and then you have to plan where you're going. If you're going to a restaurant, look at the menu. So it's about moderation and having a healthy balance of moderation. We can't go and eat our gumbos and fried chicken and then have a daiquiri on the side 3 times
ah,
a week and think that our glucose levels are going to be within normal limits. It has to be moderation, but in the beginning, it has to be a total lifestyle change because this is life or death. This is life or limb,
right,
So
right.
it's about having that understanding of, hey, if your hemoglobin A1C is above 6.5%, you are diagnosed with diabetes. You will have that diagnosis for the rest of your life. But you can have diet controlled diabetes where you don't require any medication and your A1C is within the normal range. So it
Right.
can be managed. But once you are have diabetes type 2, you'll have that diagnosis because if you go back to eating the same ways, your glucose levels will go up again.
Spike. So and are there any sugar-free snowballs?
Okay. So let's talk about sugar free. Let's talk about sugar free.
Let's talk
This
about
is marketing, and this is why I love this topic. So when they say sugar free, it's just not the basic glucose. These are synthetically made sugar derivatives.
ah,
So no one ever said that it was healthier. They just said sugar free. It does
Correct.
not mean that it's healthy, and it doesn't. It is. I don't believe it's on the recommended list for diabetics.
Gotcha. All right, we have Miss P, who is calling in. Caller, you're on the air. Miss P, you're on the air.
Hey, Dr. Smith. So we were
Hey.
calling in to say you were doing an amazing job, and we are watching you in the class. And because you have a doctor online with you today, our class we are doing nouns. So the doctor is a what?
Family medicine
Person.
physician.
So we just wanted to call in and let you know we're watching you, we're supporting you, and we got your back.
All right, thank you, Miss P. Y'all got any questions for Dr. Washington? Nope. Any questions for Dr. Washington? And that's with the 104 crew, or the crew of 104 over at McMahon High School.
Yes, and questions are good. No question is a bad question.
All right, Miss Kalisha, you're on the air.
Hey, good afternoon. I'm happy I was able to catch you guys. Really quick, first off, Griggs beat me to it, but I wanted to also share that I have the pleasure of having Dr. Washington as my physician. But more so, I bounce a lot of ideas off of her with regards to small businesses and those individuals that do not have benefits plans for themselves or their employees. Can you share a little bit about that on the air so that the small business listeners that are there can hear and understand what services you may be able to help provide them with?
Absolutely. So, as a small business owner, whenever you're starting your business, if you don't have a certain amount of employees, buying an actual healthcare plan is either very, very expensive or you can't buy into it. So that leaves you without a lot of access. Marketplace plans, depending on your income, can be also exorbitantly expensive, ranging from $900 to $3,000 a month. But you have a deductible that's usually very high,
Okay.
so the insurance company pays nothing initially. I have corporate plans that allow small business owners, or if you have a high deductible plan, that this supplements. So for $85 a month per employee, you have unlimited primary care access. And if you don't have coverage for certain medications, most of the time through GoodRx or other discount plans through the companies that actually make the drug, it's more affordable than you think. So if you've lost your job or you cannot afford insurance coverage and you happen to have hypertension or diabetes, a lot of the times, especially for hypertension, those medications are maybe $20, $30 a month. So I don't want people to go without health care, and I want the business community to know that we do have special corporate plans that allow coverage for your employees, for yourself, and we also, depending on what their preference is, to make sure that they get their annual exams, we can do those on site if you have a private room. We also do have a phlebotomist. We try to make it to where it's easy for you and your employees to get the proper annual preventative screenings.
Okay, cool. So I'm glad, Ms. Kalisha, I'm glad you asked that question. Doc, I'm glad you answered that question, because what I do see in the near future is the chamber setting up something or scheduling something with you, so we can not only have our members but have the public to come out to get that information as well. Because we are Black to Business, we support Black businesses, and we are always here for Black businesses. And in order for them to stay in business, you got to be here. And for all the things that we speak of health-wise, and if you don't take care of your health, you don't take care of yourself, then you won't be able to take care of your business. So that's something that I will be giving you a call, and that we can set up and schedule in the near future so we can make those things happen.
Awesome. And we try to make our hours accessible because busy business people are working during the day. So we try to make it to where we have at least a Saturday once a month, and that'll be more common because we want everybody to get the proper health care that they need and not have to sacrifice working and making a living as well.
Okay. So
Well, thank you guys for answering the question. And I want to ask one more favor of Dr. Washington to make sure that you share how those business owners can follow you. I know you shared your website, but many of these people are on social media. Make sure you give them that information, and I look forward to catching up with you guys soon.
All right. Thank you.
So the Instagram for Fleur de Lis Aesthetics is FDL Aesthetics, and mine is Ask Dr. Co. On Instagram, and we're also on Facebook and TikTok as well.
There it is. So, Doc, we got about 2 minutes left on the show. I'd like to give a quick birthday shout out. This is on the community calendar. This is one of the only things that we have. On tomorrow, at 732 North Broad, which is the Zulu Hall or the Zulu Club, Zulu Lounge. It will be the Zulu Witch Doctor takeover and the birthday party of one of my former lieutenants, my dear friend, Brother Lamar Robinson. So please come out on tomorrow evening and celebrate the birthday with Brother Lamar Robinson as the Zulu Witch Doctor takeover takes place. So, Dr. Wharton, can you please tell us what does 2026 hold for you and your family? And then can you close us out by telling us, hey, about the event on Saturday and what's next?
So what 2026 holds, expanding more of our services, making access to our community. We're getting more out into the community. We started at the DXC building right across the street from the Superdome. We did a lot of events in front of there. We're at a new location, so we're going to be more out in the community. We want to collaborate with associated businesses that may have physical therapy. We want to actually involve ourselves in the community, bring health to the community, have events to where everybody is out, and it's not just for adults, it's for the kids too. And also hosting a night out on crime.
There it is.
Community.
And
Fun.
we will be talking and we will be doing some collaborations. We will be making some things happen. And as I say each and every week, in the words of Kung Fu Panda, yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is a gift. That's why it's called present. Enjoy the gift, and we'll see you next week as we'll be black at you once again on Black to Business at 12 noon. Thank you, Doc.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.